Welcome to the channel. This is Greddy, and welcome to the 2023 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup, round number 5. Tonight we are at Spa, and we are in the Group 4 cars. This is a good race for my manufacturer, Alfa Romeo, as it gets really good tire wear, so it really comes on strong near the end of the race. So to get to the end of the race, first I've got to start the race. So lobby opens up. Looks like a good third split lobby, but I got to put in a fast qualifier. Now, just before I entered this lobby, I put down a 2:27.8. So I was like, if I can just get it in the 2:27s, things will be grand. But then on my second hot lap with my nice warm tires, I exceed the track limits, get the half-second penalty. That means no second lap for Greddy. Gonna have to settle at that 28.441, which is gonna put me down in P11 to start the race. Now, not to fret, lots of things happen in these races here at Spa, plus tire wear is very high, well, high enough that the Alfa Romeo really comes on strong near the end of the race. Start the race in first gear. Thank you very much, Gran Turismo, for that. Like the Alfa Romeo isn't already slow enough off the start without you giving me first gear to start in, but I digress. We want to pull ourselves into the rear bumper of the BMW in front of us. Now, he's a little squirrely there through Eau Rouge, so I think he helped us out a bit as the Alfa does struggle on the start, but I'm able to pull in on now. If what I should have done here was just send it on him, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to wreck on the first lap. Like in front of me, as TS BAP gets loose on the curbing and takes out another driver along with him. Unfortunate from him at the start of the race. That was exactly what I was trying to avoid. I did not want to do that at the start of the race. So now I move up 2 spots. I'm in P9. I'm like, all right, all I got to do is just hang out here for about 3, 4, 5 laps. Let the tires warm up. Let the fuel load come off, and I can start running these folks up in front of me down. Just got to stay in touch. BMW really using all the track there. I'm like, you know, there's a possibility I might be able to get on by him. Boy, Andre Sav giving me a sniff from behind as well, so I don't mean it like that, but so as we're heading down through the end of the lap through the double left-hander there, I'm coming around this quick little kink and I go wide, get into the Soylent Green where race car drivers' dreams go to die. Well, mine are dying right there as I slide backwards. Do a nice little flick there. Huh? You like that flick? Move to the left, back into first gear, jump back on the track, and well, go down to P15 and grab a half-second penalty because spinning out and flying off the track wasn't enough time lost. Got to get that extra half-second in there, don't you, Gran Turismo? So I fall all the way back to last place. But, folks, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to go park in the pits. A, I can get some practice in, and B, there's racing to be had. As you see right here, WRX goes wide through Eau Rouge. That gives me and TS BAP an opportunity to get on by. So I'm going to ride with old TS BAP right on by that WRX. Can give him a little bump draft as we head towards turn number 1. And we both get through there without any trouble at all. Now on to lap number 6. And, well, I had a penalty in front of me, but I nearly lose the car there on the fast right-hander. But still able to get by TS BAP with that penalty he had to serve. Fortunately, it slowed him down enough that my little mistake there didn't cost me that position. Now all I got to do is catch the next guy in front of me, which happens to be that BMW that I started off at the beginning of the race behind. But unfortunately for me, apparently Andre Sav and Equus Ferris found a way around him. So now I need to do the same if I'm going to keep moving up here and not lose too much DR and hopefully still manage somehow to beat the 217 points that I have in round number 1 and round number 4. But to do that, I'm going to need to get by this BMW. Got a really nice run on as we head towards Pouillon. I look down the inside. I see the move is there, so I get on down on that inside. Give him room to operate along the outside. Don't squeeze him out, push him on that green stuff. Now we're going to race here. We're going to head towards turn number 13. See who can get through there first. I'm going to have to send it around the outside. It'll allow for Romeo's up to the task. Get around the outside of 13 and then the campus. Heading towards Stavelite. Just got to hold off this BMW. And I managed to do so. So on to lap number 9. Again, heading through Blanchimont towards the bus stop chicane. Some action going on that looks like Andre and Lead Sled couldn't hold it side by side through Blanchimont. Let's look at that again. Andre and Lead Sled heading towards the fast left-hander. Just a little bit of bumping going on, but Lead Sled can't quite hold the speed through the corners. He gets in the green stuff just like Greddy did and spins out in the WRX. So get another pass there due to someone else's misfortune. So up to P11. Back to where I started at the beginning of the race. On to lap number 10. Have a run on Equus as we're heading down the Kemmel Straight towards Lake Holmes. Can I get it done? He stays to the outside. I've got a really nice run to the inside. I go into sixth gear. The car just dies on me. I'm like, well, that's no good. But head down, get through the right-hander, get by Equus. He gives me room there. Clean racing by Equus. Now Andre Sav on lap 13. I send it down the same spot with Andre. He holds it a little bit tighter there, and he fights me coming through the next corner. I'm going to leave him room along the outside, thinking he's just going to back out. He does not hit the throttle. It comes flying by around the outside. I was a little shocked to see it. I was like, crap. Now I've got to figure out some other way around Andre. Now I know my tires are in pristine condition, and likely Andre's are not in as good condition. So get a nice run through No Name corner, heading towards Pouillon. I need a good run on the Aston Martin. Fortunately for me, the Aston Martin not much quicker than the Alfa Romeo on the straight. In fact, it might even be a little bit slower. Get a nice run through Pouillon. But I got to be careful not to hit him and give him a bump draft. So I get down to the outside, and then I'm in the outside as we head through turn 13 in towards Campus. I get through Campus with just my nose out in front, get on the throttle. Now we are racing towards Stavelot. Who is going to get through first? It is side by side into Stavelot. A little bit of advantage there on the Alfa. Then Andre pulls out of it as we head down through turn 16 and on our way towards Blanchimont. So get that move done. And then nothing really happens until lap 16. I catch up to P7 and P8, but it is too late, not enough time. End up finishing P9. Only 214 points for that race. That's less than 217. So decide to go again. And unfortunately, I did not save the actual footage of my driving, but did have the replay. And well, this is about how this race went. Go wide there in Eau Rouge. As I come out the other end, I see Zuccona has a penalty, and I didn't think I did. And then, yep, it pops up on us. Then on to lap number 4, I go just completely haywire through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, and just, I lifted thinking if I lifted, I wouldn't get the penalty, but I didn't help at all. Still got the half second. And then on lap number 6, I've moved my way back up the P10 and then get on the Soyent Green. And yes, this race car's dreams went to die. Back it up. The backup of shame. Had to back up off the track. Come back on. Oh, rough race. End up finishing that race in P10. So we're going to give it another go. But again, I got to qualify. I don't know what my deal is with qualifying. I cannot seem to qualify better than the top 10 on this track. The Alfa Romeo is perfectly capable of a low mid-27. I just, for some reason, cannot make it happen. So this time, the first lap out is a 2:28.848. Not a good time. If you remember, that's worse than the first time I had on my first qualifying lap like 4 hours ago when I first started all these races. So I get through the first sector, I'm blue. I'm like, all right, first sector's blue. That means I'm going a little bit faster, but I got to go a lot of bit faster because that 28.848 is not very good at all. In fact, right now I'm already sitting in P13. So I can't drive too hard, but I can't be too conservative either. I got to use some curbing. I did not use as much curbing right there as I should have. A little too slow through this corner. You know, you think to yourself, how can I be a second slower than a guy? Well, I mean, this track is 20 corners. So if you're 10th slower through every corner, you're 2 seconds slower on a lap. So there you go. There it is right there. That's simple. Anyway, on through Campus. I'm feeling okay. Got it tight there. You know, you really want to kind of split the difference when you have a left-right combo like that. You kind of want to end up in the middle of the track. I was a little too tight on that corner. Wasn't carrying enough speed. on the next corners. Felt really good through here. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a lift right there as I'm pushing through this corner with the wind direction. Was pushing me out left, so I had to do a little bit of lift, and then as we come through Blanchement, I'm able to hold that flat, so that was really nice through there. Going to keep it pinned in 5th gear all the way to the braking zone just before the 100 board. Going to try and cut some of this corner, but I'm a little bit wide. Would have liked to cut more of that. So question is, what do I qualify with? I'm in 16th right now. Crossed the line, end up in, P10 again. It's destined. What can I say? Destined to start in P10 in this race. I don't know. And then in 1st gear again, and it's the same old story. Same thing every race. I don't know why I cannot qualify. I just cannot seem to do it. I don't know if it's the car or me, but look at the Lexus. Look at the acceleration of the Lexus. He just absolutely runs me down like I'm just sitting still. It gives me the bump draft, though. I really do appreciate there. I'm Mullet, the bump draft heading into Eau Rouge. So he's like, go ahead, Greddy, catch up with these guys. Let's rock and roll. Little does he realize the Alfa Romeo takes about 8 laps to get parked up before it does anything of worthy mention. So as we head into turn number 1 here on my 3rd race. Previous race, I only got 198 points. So I am, again, trying not to die in the first few laps of the race. If you notice, it's a pattern that's occurring through these races. I enter, I qualify poorly, something bad happens in the first couple of laps, I fall to last, then I battle my way back up towards where I first started the race to begin with. So this time, I want to skip the whole battle back up part and just try and stay where I'm at. I figure that might be a better idea. So as we head through Pouillon, Yanis goes wide. So we're able to make a pass there on the Sylvia as he goes just, you get a little wide there through Pouillon. Things can unravel rather quickly. So Yanis not having any luck through there. Now, again, I'm not even trying to push the tires right here. Everything's feeling kind of good and smooth. Got a nice little gap behind me, so I'm starting to feel a little bit comfortable. I'm like, all right. These are kind of settling in. They're still in the slipstream. That's okay. The Alfa Romeo, not the strongest on the straightaways, but that's okay. I got 3 people in front of me to draft here, and even though I'm drafting them, they're still pulling on me. So I'm hoping that changes at some point during the race, hopefully sooner rather than later, but I know that's not going to be the case. As tire wear, it really doesn't start kicking in until about lap number 9. So as we come down through the end of lap number 1, again, this gaggle of cars just kind of hanging out together. Lots of moves being made there through the bus stop chicane. I was looking to see if I could take advantage of anything, but nothing really presented itself without me having to force my way in there, possibly upsetting someone and causing me to be knocked off the track at some point. So I just want to survive the first 5 laps. Good advice from Hemiata. As we come through La Source, Andre Sav in the soy green loses the rear end, comes across, gives old Greddy a door ding before he slides towards the back of the pack. Unfortunate there for Andre Sav, but fortunate for me. It could have been a lot worse for me. It could have caused me to spin out right there if he'd hit me wrong. So trying to stay in the slipstream of these very quick McLarens, but it is not working out too well for me. Then they go side by side into La Source. They're not going to fit through there as Avi goes a little bit deep, but then he parks it on the apex, and I've got nowhere to go but his back end. So then I make the move down the inside. He loses the rear end because of the dirty tires, hits Greddy in the door. I'm going to need a new door after this race. I've just been wearing my left door out. So he is unable to save it through there, so he falls further back into the pack as well. On to lap number 4. I've got about 3 seconds to distinct Avi, about 3/10 back to TS BAP, and then I have a really poor exit there as I wasn't going to make it. Now, TS BAP with a really nice run on me in the Porsche Cayman. Now, this car isn't, well, I can't say it's any faster than the Alfa Romeo on the straight, but it is very good in the corners until the tires wear out, and then I've got a little bit of an advantage on it. Unfortunately, I don't take away the inside line there from TS BAP. A little bit of a brain fart there by Greddy allows him to hang it around the outside. Then it's a drag race towards La Source. It's Greddy versus the Cayman Alpha 4C. The squirrels are pumping, but can't pull away. I'm hoping he was going to brake too late there. I was going to be able to get the cutback, but does not. Good driving there by TS Bap, makes the corner. Now I've got nowhere to go. And as we come into Eau Rouge, I guess I left the track somewhere in the entrance because I get another half-second penalty. I was like, I don't know where I went off the track. So serve my penalty and then lose the spot back to Yanis, who we passed in, I believe, the very beginning of the race, and then lose the next spot to V Motors. So lose 2 spots, end up back in P10. Catch back up to TS Bap around lap number 9 or so, and now I'm working to get into that slipstream, pull myself forward, try and claw some points out here. I've got to get up into 8th place to be able to beat 217 points. I'm in 10th place. It's lap number 12, and those McLarens are flying. I need to get past TS Bap if I'm going to catch him, but I got to tell you, he is driving really well. In the previous races, he seemed to really work those tires out to where they were worn out at the end of the race, and I really had a nice advantage over the Cayman at the end of the race, but not so much in this race, as TS Bap seems to be controlling the car pretty well. Get really close to him here on lap number 12 as I go through the chicane. Got a little bit better chicane there. I'm thinking that I'll have a run on him coming out of La Source, heading down towards Eau Rouge, and possibly be able to get the pass done on the straight, as the Cayman not exactly the swiftest on straight line speed either, but he gets a really nice exit out of La Source. But as I'm coming up through there, I'm going to go to the outside, make him think I'm going to send it, but doesn't fall for it. He just takes the corner nicely. I'm like, come on, TS Bap, you got to fall for some of my fake moves, my pseudo moves, so I can make an easier pass on you. But he is not falling for any of it. Now on to lap number 14. Get right up on his back bumper, looking for a spot to send it. Unfortunately, the Cayman is like my shadow. It's also an MR car, so it's good in the corner, so I can't really just out corner it right here. I do have better tires, but unfortunately, TS Bap is just parking the darn thing on the apex, and the little Alfa can't get by, and I think he knows that. He knows I can't pass him in the straight. He knows he can't pass me in the straight. It's got to happen in a corner somewhere. On to lap number 15. Get a Greddy pass, moving to P9. So, hey, I will take it. I'll take whatever I can get. I guess he went off in Blanchiment. And, hey, his loss, my gain. But I got to get this last spot from TS Bap if I want to beat my 214 points. Need an excellent run out of turn 1. I brake late. I'm trying to roll it and get into the throttle to get a good exit, but he does the exact same thing. Gets a good exit as well. I'm 4/10 back. I've got to have an excellent run through Eau Rouge and Ratty, and I'm coming out the other side. He gets a little bit squirrely there. I feel like I got a little better exit. I'm starting to pull in on him 3/10, working it down into 2/10, heading down the straight. He does the snaky snake on old Greddy. And now I'm like, come over to the left, TS Bap, so I can set it down inside. But he wouldn't come over to the left. So I try to go around the outside on the next part of La Source. No good, parks it there. I must send it down the inside there, but he closes the door on me. I'm like, I cannot find a way around this damn Cayman. He's driving it well. He's parking it on the apex. He knows the strength and weaknesses of both of our cars. He's learned from the previous 2 races, and unfortunately, I let him by at the beginning of, what was that, lap number 3 or 4? I can't even remember. But now I'm absolutely struggling to get by him. Yellow flag there through Blanchiment. I was like, is there I mean, not Blanchiment, but Pouillon. I was like, is there going to be a car on the side of the road? Am I going to get this 8th place anyway? But there is not. So I've got to do it the old-fashioned way. I've got to catch TS Bap here at the end of the race in this final lap of slot 3 in round number 5, the Gran Turismo World Series. I'm trying to put all the pressure I can on TS Bap, trying to force that Greddy pass, but he is not falling for it. TS Bap, like the Greddy kryptonite this race. I'm putting on the pressure, but he's just withstanding it. He's just not giving up the Greddy pass. It's baffling to me. I think he's been racing with me too much. I don't know. But then I get another Greddy pass. As we passed the McLaren, what happened there? Well, remember the other car we passed earlier? Watch this net lag. Holy crap. Look at that spike. Absolutely kills Agus Porte right there. Not on purpose. And then he gets a 4-second penalty. So that's how me and TS BAP were able to get by those two cars, was a big lag spike. So one more shot at TS BAP in the bus stop chicane. Can we get it done here? I'm going to have a good entry there. He gets a poor exit. I'm getting on the throttle there, but I just lose it just a little bit, and it's not going to be enough anyway. I wasn't going to be able to catch him before the finish line. Great race there with TS BAP to end the race. Unfortunately, don't get that P7, but I did move up 2 spots into 8th, the position I needed to get to 228 points. So we do increase our point total a little bit. Hope you enjoyed the races. Hope you enjoyed all the actions. Wish I could have brought you a win or something a little more exciting at the front of the grid, but it is what it is. Old Greddy tried his best for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't like and or subscribe, come back and check out some more for myself. Go Greddy. Y'all are great.